Time to return to the situation in Afghanistan following the earthquake in the country's eastern Kunar province, which has killed 800 people and injured thousands more. Joining us now is Tamer Hussain, country director of Afghanistan for the charity Street Child, joining us now from Kabul. Good to have you with us. What's the latest regarding the situation on the ground?
Thank you very much for having me. Yes, the unfortunate yesterday's earthquake has caused devastating destruction, flattening homes, schools, clinics, mosques, and key public services. As of now, 800 people have tragically lost their lives, and thousands more are injured, including many children. Kunar, Lagman, Nangarhar in Nuristan provinces are the most affected. There are some districts which are most impacted by this disaster. They come from the Nangarhar, Kunar, and Nurgal provinces. In some areas, unfortunately, entire villages have been wiped out and have come under the landslide and damaged houses rubble. Landslide, of course, is making it extremely difficult to reach out to some of the worst affected areas. And certainly communities now only are accessible by foot. There are heli services available, which are being used to bring in injured people to Jalalabad and Kabul. Street Child teams are on the ground alongside other partners, urgently assessing the situation in identifying the most pressing needs. Right now, top priorities are emergency shelters, food, medical care, safe drinking water, and child protection.
We're seeing here images of people carrying out rescue and recovery. We saw earlier previous footage of health workers as well. Talk to me, if you will, about the challenges posed by the fall in humanitarian aid and assistance to the country generally since 2021, the return of the Taliban. It's reported that hundreds of hospitals and health clinics have shut across the country in recent months, recent years. What impact is that reduction in aid and support having in moments like this?
Yes, this tragedy strikes at a time when Afghanistan is already facing multiple overlapping crises: a severe drought, mass returns of Afghans from Iran and Pakistan, and major cuts to aid, all leaving children and families deeply vulnerable. The country simply doesn't have the capacity to mount an adequate response on its own. And the only source to enrich and bring this humanitarian assistance to reach out to the most vulnerable people across the eastern region of Afghanistan is possible through international assistance. So it's a challenging time, of course, but definitely organizations like Street Child have mobilized initial emergency response. But of course, the broader funding picture is alarming. If we look at the HRNP of Afghanistan, it's only 25% funded. So it's a very, very gloomy situation when it comes to the funding situation. And when we look at the context of Afghanistan in the last few years, where like it has been struck by so many natural disasters, ranging from continuous, inconsistent earthquakes, floods, and refugee returnees from Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Just briefly, considering everything you've said and the lack of funding, what do you make and what impact will it have of the UK pledging to send only £1 million? Do you need more than that? Does the country need more than that?
Definitely, we appreciate the 1 million from the UK government. However, definitely the needs are very high, and less funding definitely doesn't mean that the needs are not there or the needs are catered for. So the international community has to play a role into look into how to increase, the funding pattern in funding, particularly for Afghanistan. It's becoming, like a neglected and forgotten humanitarian crisis. Definitely, Afghanistan needs funding from across the globe, from private as well as institutional donors, in its need of the hour. Otherwise, it will impact hugely, when it comes to the situation in Afghanistan.
Joining us live from the capital, Kabul, Country Director for Street Child, Tamajmul Hussain. Good to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Still to come on The Breakfast Show this morning.